What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Insurrection Inc. podcast. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Well, fuck you, Bird.
What? I'm welcoming your audience to the show.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Thank you, Bird. What show is this?
I don't remember, bro. Let's just read the fucking document.
Timeline.
I don't know whose this is
Yeah, guys,
for,
welcome to Timeline.
to be honest.
Guys, welcome to Timeline Earth. We're joined today by Paz, Bird, Aaron, and Carr.
Uh-huh.
And me, obviously the founder and owner of Timeline Earth. The fuck was that?
It was me saying, you pick your favorite slur.
Oh, you're Aaron. Okay, I get it. Well, we've had a fair number of N-bombs on our own show, so, you know, I sympathize.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah, Stratty just can't stay away from calling. We had some Ugandans on once, and the whole time he was just like, beep, 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 you dirty fucking beep, beep.
Redacted.
Actually, I think we have the N-word pass
Yeah,
from the
they
Ugandans.
do
like
we?
us that
Are
much.
Ugandans authorized to
Rwandan?
give the N-word pass? Are we sure about that?
I don't
think they
know.
are,
I don't
to be
know.
honest.
Man, this is the foreign policy our founders wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. If the Ugandans gave us the N-word pass, that was like episode 20. Why have I been censoring shit since then? There's been like
Hey,
40
that's all-
N-bombs since then. Fuck, nobody tells me shit around here.
Because Spotify won't give us the pass.
Oh, yeah, Spotify Uganda will.
Spotify. Don't tell me that. Is that real?
Oh.
Does Spotify have a Uganda army?
I don't think so.
I don't fucking know.
Let's find out. They sure don't.
Man, I'm just a shit.
They don't. We can get Miswigi to start one.
Hell yeah, the entrepreneur. That's what he is. He'll do it.
There.
Jay,
I'm a shithead with half a
Jay,
finger
how do you
eating
think?
jerky.
What
I
do
don't
you
know
think
what I'm saying.
about this, Jay? How do you feel about this voice? What do you think? That's good.
That
Well,
sounds,
you know,
Lois.
as a sort of, no, we're not pedo. We're not doing Lois.
No, I like it. Hey, I'm gonna be his lover in this story.
Oh, that's true.
And I like the voice because it reminds me of Fran Drescher. So
Yeah.
No, we're doing
ahead.
Fran Drescher, but not a Lois.
Yeah, I've been trying to nail the Fran, but I can't. It's hard. It's difficult.
Listen, man. Stratty can't nail a Reagan, but we went with that for 20 minutes, so.
His Reagan is much better than my Fran. Let's be honest.
Reagan and Fran Drescher.
Nobody ever came to the show for quality. I can say that pretty authoritatively.
Oh, we should probably tell our listeners what we're doing. Okay, for all our lovers out there, we're all our romantics. We're doing a little Valentine's Day special and reading this wonderful masterpiece, My Antifa Lover, by who? Who's the amazing author?
That's a good question. I don't even know
I
her
got
fucking
it.
name. But that's because I don't care about women.
Okay, well she wrote this.
The full
Are we
title.
legally
the full
required to
title
cite our
is-
sources? Or?
Okay, this was a pseudonym, obviously. My Antifa Lover, A Riot of the Heart, Steamy Romance Against Fascism by Jessica Stranger. That's not a real
Ooh.
name. So.
Okay, that's
No, it
that.
can't
be.
It's beautiful, regardless. And
She
all
writes. It
that
seems
is
like
real.
this Jessica Stranger writes a whole lot of garbage smut. She does this on an AI. There's no way she actually writes this stuff.
One man's garbage is another man's treasure, Bird. That's all I'm gonna say about
I'd
that.
like to meet
okay?
that man.
I'd like to point out.
I wouldn't.
I'd like to point out that the Antifa dude on the cover has a siege mask on. So I don't know what type of Antifa he is, but he's obviously he's read some James
he
Mason.
does?
Well,
yeah,
let
he's
me
read some
say
James
with
Mason.
that,
He's
Listen.
a cynic, is what he.
This
I think-
is the first book that Jessica Stranger ever put out. It's entitled Not My President, But My Lover. Who could
That's-
possibly hashtag resist a
That's
sordid
beautiful.
love affair with President Donald Trump?
That is beautiful, and I'll talk about that another time because I need to read that one myself. But
Yeah.
Jay, as for the cover art, I'll say that I think the siege mask is Jessica Stranger's attempt to cross some bridges here and let everyone know that even right-wing anarchists like ourselves can find our lovers in Congress. You know?
Wait, are you saying that siege? Are you calling siege tards right-wing anarchists?
I'm not saying what they are. I'm saying what I think Miss Stranger here was.
It's
going
confirmed
for.
now. James Mason
Yes.
is a right-wing anarchist.
No, I just think that's
Yeah,
what
so
Miss Stranger
forget
was going for.
forget my Antifa lover. Hey, Bird, you want to read Siege with us on air?
Not a chance.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay, how about on Pete's show? Are you gonna read Siege with Pete?
maybe I'll do a recap of maybe I'll do a recap of it on Pete's show. We're getting into the philosophy.
Well,
behind
I mean,
it.
dude, that's a 1-minute recap. Rape cops, cut the power lines, white people go.
Right.
That's everything you always say on this
That's all
show,
you need to
Jay.
fucking
It's something about a mailman.
Oh yeah, no, mailmen are also no, that's Christopher Canwell. It's like rape the mailman.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, he was crossing guards actually. When he was a libertarian, he wanted people to assault crossing guards because
Oh, yeah.
they were part of the
That's-
state.
That guy's
correct.
a federal agent.
Yep.
I can't believe people didn't catch on to that sooner.
Yeah.
Really?
He was on a Colbert
man, but
Report or something like that, doing the crossing
No
guard
way.
thing. Anyways, hey fellas, I think it's
Now.
time we jump into this masterpiece.
Yeah. Yep. So to our 10-year-old virgin autist listeners, please enjoy.
Oh, should we say who the cast and characters are going to be?
No, let them find out.
Okay. I love that element of surprise.
All right. Bird, how about you just start us off with the first couple paragraphs of chapter 1?
No, I'm the voice actor here. You fucking get to work on that.
Yeah,
Jay. Go
narrator.
ahead.
Okay, well, can you blame a Jew for trying to exploit? I can't.
It starts off with dialogue. Though.
No, it doesn't. It's
No,
a
that's the-
it's a monologue.
Chapter 1. Go to
it's like a,
page
Yeah.
6.
It's a narrative
Go to page
monologue.
All right,
6.
so
But go ahead, Bird.
yeah, there's a weird thing that our PDF doesn't actually contain the first, like the prologue. So we're just starting at chapter 1, evidently.
So,
Oh, okay.
There
I
is
see.
no prologue. It's just
Page 6,
messed
yeah.
up the chapter order. So
No,
only
I
for
think
that
that
one bit.
was something different Miss Stranger was trying to do with this work of art and, just do something new.
No, because I'm looking at the
How
Kindle.
much you want to bet Jessica Stranger is like a 350-pound bodybuilder?
Well,
I thought you were
if
gonna go
she is,
Landwell.
Then she, good for her. Good for her. That's all
Yeah,
I
I
have
agree.
to say.
I'm putting my money
agree.
on Landwell, not bodybuilder. But yeah,
Alright.
Bert, since it's a narrative, it's a point of view. You want-
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not getting me to read that part.
Fine.
So
you're gonna
take
have
it
to
away,
get to work.
Jay.
How could I
have to
describe the
get to
feeling that I felt right now? It was not possible. Chris was nowhere to be seen, and I was lost. There was misery everywhere. I saw fire all around me. Maybe this was the end of a beautiful beginning. And it was so weird. When you know you were about to die, you think only about the things which matter the most to you. And right now, being a congresswoman, period. Having the responsibility of people in isolation on my head, period. My family waiting for me at home, period. My mother and my brother, period. But I didn't think about them right now, period. The only thing I thought about, and the only thing that I was concerned about, was him, period. Chris. Commas are not real.
Yeah. She does not know what a comma is so far.
The man who made and ruined everything. The building was on fire right now, and I was trapped inside it with no way out. And I knew I will be burnt to ashes till the fire brigade arrives because the fire was spreading quickly. I mean, you don't really get, do we have to get into the Auschwitz debate? Like, do people really get burnt to ashes at that sort of temperature?
Hey,
Jay,
Jay.
just read the damn book.
Do not ruin this work of beauty with that nonsense right now. Can we just go? I would really
What nonsense,
appreciate
the
it if
Holocaust?
you paid
We
attention.
don't need your live
Christ's
commentary.
sake.
Just
We're artists.
Yes.
we know they had wooden doors. Just keep going.
Can we focus on
And
the
I
fine
knew I
art
will be
here?
burnt to ashes.
Oh,
I will be
no.
burnt to ashes till the fire brigade arrives because the fire was spreading quickly. I just had one regret on my mind. I should have told him that I loved him. I should have let him know that I cared. That after doing all of the work of the day, a comma, he was the last person I thought about before I went to sleep every night. But all I did was create hurdles, break promises, and tell him lies. And now when I die, he will never know the truth. The truth that he has become the most important person in my life in the past 2 months.
Damn. You just smoked 20 packs of cigarettes?
I didn't know like off-brand Gilbert
Yeah.
Gottfried entered the chat.
I lied on the ground, breathing in the smoke from the fire. living the very last moments of my life as my tears slipped away like my heart. I just hope he knows somehow that I cared, and I hope he knows that I believe him. Flashback to 2 months ago. This was it. The big day has finally come. Today was the hearing of new legislation in a Congress meeting. Everyone was going to be there, and some new members are also joining who just got elected this year. I just hope everything goes well and there's no bad blood between anyone at the end of the meeting. The most unbelievable part of this book. Peter, Jackson, Michael, and all the other fellow members were going to be there. Ah, yes. 3 out of 535.
We all know Congressman
Gosh,
Peter
come up with
Jackson.
these names.
Michael.
Wait, Peter Jackson is? Oh, Peter and Jackson.
Yeah, no, I know. She didn't.
And then Jackson.
She
Michael.
didn't separate it with period, so I know it's confusing. But
Good lord.
Weren't those former hosts on Insurrection Inc? Didn't we have?
Yeah,
I can't even remember
right,
anymore.
one of them. Yeah, that's one of them for sure.
yeah, the retarded Canadian ended up in a Congress. That's nice to know.
Yeah,
right,
focus
get
on the
back to the
fine
book.
arts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so here's where it starts sounding like a book report. A new bill was going to be passed today, which has been under discussion for the past month. A new law was going to be passed, which was undertaking the issues of the divorce rate increasing day by day in America. Why is this underlined? Hopefully, this step helps in decreasing the rates of divorce and helping the upcoming generations form a better life. The divorce rates were increasing up to 80%, and this was nowhere a reliable source anymore
Did Pat
for a
Buchanan
safe
write
and secure
this chapter?
relationship.
Holy shit! Divorce rates and how we're gonna tackle that. Well, how did we get here? I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead.
dude. The next part is about
Anyways.
miscegenation. We're getting there. Anyways, I shrugged off all the thoughts in my brain and went into the meeting room after smoothing out my black skirt and sliding my hair down my face. Let this be a quick and easy meeting. The meeting went well. After 57 minutes of talking and declaring new ideas and topics, the meeting finally came to an end. Yeah, that sounds like Congress.
Yep,
Efficient and
declaring new
short-lived.
ideas.
Everything went okay, and new legislation was approved, which will enforce in decreasing the rates of the growing divorces in America. The divorces, which were mostly made by husbands in the relationship as per research. And so the new law enforced the husband to pay $1 million to his wife if he wants to divorce her.
$1 million.
Yeah, that will show those men. We're gonna make them pay $1 million every time they want to find a new wife.
I'm so glad we have Peter, Michael, and
It's
Jackson.
hilarious to me that there are people who think this is how politics works.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I'm just so glad Peter,
Well-
Jackson, and Michael were there to help pass this legislation.
Thank
Oh,
God
yeah.
for
Thumbs
Congress.
down.
Peter,
Without
Jackson,
them.
and Michael.
The real kings.
Yeah, the three
The
kings.
kings of Congress.
Yeah, they came to Alexandra when she was born in a whorehouse.
Okay.
In this way, both man and the woman will think twice in settling down, and the husband will have to be serious and responsible in a relationship instead of taking it as a joke.
Ooh.
I agreed to this matter for the sake of the upcoming generations and for personal reasons as well, which I didn't want to think about right now. After the meeting ended, the Congress people went into public and answered some questions which the media was eager to ask. The rally was extremely wild. I really don't want to do this.
Porter,
I haven't
do you want to
seen
take
this.
over?
Why? You don't have to switch into a different voice every 2 paragraphs.
Yes, I do. You don't understand.
Those
Porter.
perks are hitting harder than he thought.
Yeah, it's all residual. It's like the last 3 days of it. It's like, oh, now it's time to feel it.
Good lord. You know what, Jay? I'll take it off your hands for a couple paragraphs.
Thank
and then,
fucking
Porter,
God.
You take it off of mine. You take it
Sounds
off mine.
good.
After the meeting ended, the Congress people went into public and answered some questions which the media was eager to ask. The rally was extremely wild. I haven't seen this big of a crowd since never. I've never seen so many people at one place like this before. It took me 15 whole minutes to figure out what was exactly happening. And how were we going to communicate to the public? I saw some banners saying weird things. And most of all, the crowd was filled with men. Journalists.
Two
Sorry.
separate groups.
Men. Journalists. And the people who belong to different
Fuck
parts of
those
the
three
media.
groups.
Our head answered some questions which the journalists asked, and as I stood behind, I noticed that most of the people were protesters of this new legislation. Most of the boys had banners which read things like, "Equal rights for men. Women can be free, but men must pay $1 million to be free.
There's a good
right.
read to that.
I can leave someone whenever I want. Feminists are screwed."
God willing.
I furrowed my eyebrows when I realized how men were extremely against this law. I was confused, evidently. I was informed that this would happen, but not to this intensity. In head, it seemed like no big deal. If you don't want to be with someone, don't marry them. And when you do marry them, you shouldn't just leave them like you just
Amen.
wanted a taste. You should be loyal to them. And all the boys protesting made me think they were... A pedophile
Yeah.
wrote this for sure. And all the boys protesting made me think that they were against this law because they wanted to screw whoever they liked. Marry whoever
Don't worry,
they
we'll get
wanted
there.
and leave the girl when
Hell
she gets
yeah.
old and useless. My blood boiled when I thought about what had happened to my sister. Passing this bill had a contribution to what had happened to my sister, and I wasn't going to back on this law no matter what. My team and I answered questions like, "Do you think this law will actually help in decreasing divorce rates? Will there be less marriages now that this new law? Do you think that this law is justified for men?" The audience was also given a chance to speak and ask a few questions. Most of the audience's questions were dismissed because of their unprofessional attitude and rude language, and very few were answered by the Congress team. I was so glad I was standing behind a deck because my legs were literally shaking from seeing so many people at one place like this. Even though they were restrained behind a fence and were being overlooked by security, evidently they were probably male security guards anyway, but still I always felt afraid of huge crowds. It wasn't even that huge, but I was still scared of it. I thought you said it was the biggest. It gave me goosebumps every 5
Hey, time
minutes.
On the
Time
dot.
out real
The
quick,
mo-
Exactly
guys.
every
I wanna
5
s-
minutes.
As libertarians, how do we feel about this law?
It's
Stratty, I'm gonna kill you.
I think it should be the inverse.
It's a horrendous idea.
If you want to get
personally, I
divorced,
think
the
Ron
woman
Paul-
has to pay $1 million.
Yeah, it should be reverse it.
I think Ron Paul.
I think if you want to get divorced, you should have to find your wife a new husband.
Okay, I like that compromise, Bird.
I think
what
if
I
you want to get
believe.
divorced, you have to bring your wife
Yeah.
to the local
There you
church to
go.
get stoned because she's now impure and cannot remain on this earth.
Hold on now. We need a there was a voice coming up, so hold on. The mic was passed on to another person in the crowd who wanted to ask a question. My eyes immediately noticed his piercing blue eyes and black cap. He had a dark green loose jacket on, and I swear even hiding behind that cap, his eyes didn't fail to catch my attention.
Stratty, that's all you.
Miss Alexandra, Miss Alexandria, my question is directed to you.
He started to speak, and as soon as his eyes landed on me, I somehow forgot all about the crowd. It was like we were the only two people in the hall. His eyes had so much depth in them that I felt like I could never hide from his gaze, even if I tried. They were accusing, haunting, mesmerizing, and somehow I felt insecure under his gaze.
Would you have passed? Yeah, I know.
Good
I
luck
know.
with this line, by the way.
Would you have passed this bill if you ever a man? Hold on, wait.
He accused me. Yeah, go ahead. You go for another one. Really sell it. Really sell this.
Would you have passed this bill if you ever a man?
He accused me with his eyes more than his words, and my breath got caught between my throat and what? And I guess my throat as his question settled in my mind. Would I have favored this legislation if I was a guy? My mind comprehended the question over and well then obviously you didn't comprehend it if you had to my mind comprehended the question over and over again, and his determined eyes never left my face. I swallowed the air in my throat, and my eyes tried to hide from his. His gaze was the most this is like George R.R. Martin. It's just like, get off of the gaze already. His gaze was the most intimidating thing I have ever seen in my life. Next question. All right, Porter, take this off of my hands,
Give
please.
us something sexy, Porter.
The reporters moved to another person when I didn't answer, thinking I had dismissed the question like many others. But I didn't ignore it. I was thinking about it, and I realized that I have never thought of it like that before. Another question was being asked by someone, but his eyes stayed glued to my face. I tried to avert my gaze and stare at the person currently asking a question, but my eyes kept averting back to that particular stranger's face.
Eyes. Jesus
He had
Christ.
this is the third page, I think. He had a light smirk on his face,
We're still describing him.
which
I'm
I
a
noticed
cynical man.
the third time I averted my
describe
gaze
that.
back to him. I can't. In the overloading crowd. And that, how many
Hold on,
paragraphs?
I'll do it. I'll take it. And that damn devilish smirk made me hate him all the more.
Well, you're already playing a different character.
Hope
Hold
he
on.
never comes
Okay.
to another rally again. Oh, I have to slap that devilish smile off his face myself.
Chapter 2!
Oh my god. Alright, that's Fiend of chapter 1. Yeah, that was chapter 1. Now can we take a moment to breathe? What the fuck was that?
Oh my.
Dude, that was
That was like 3 or 4
I'm
straight
telling
pages
you,
just about his face.
whoever wrote this should not be trusted around children. There's just something about the language
Seriously.
being used and the fact that all of the men in the crowd were being referred to as boys is just
Also-
really creepy. Really odd.
Also, like
I've never.
the actual
I've
word
never
choice.
seen a character. Sorry.
The word choice. It's like someone who basically knows how to speak English, but
Yeah.
doesn't know. But doesn't know what any isn't sure of the definition of any word
No.
that's longer than 3 syllables. And
Also,
so-
I want to add, I bet this person's like knowledge of politics, it comes, everything, all of it comes from MSNBC.
West
And then
Wing.
scrolling through Instagram
West
because
Wing.
they literally think the
House
law
of
will just
Cards.
get passed and then men have to pay $1 million.
Jesus Christ.
What kind
And
of
also,
thinking is
I've never seen 3 solid pages describing one
What?
single
Act-
One
well, no,
action-
actually-
one action of a
Aiden, have you ever
character.
read Ayn Rand?
I tried.
Well, then you've read somebody.
You ever
You've
read
read.
Alexander
You've read
Hawthorne?
somebody spend 10 pages on a single fucking
I mean-
detail.
Before we get to chapter 2, I do want to say on to what you were saying, Porter. That for me, when she goes, I comprehended the question over and over. It's
Yeah.
like, you don't know what the word comprehended means. Then obviously
Right.
you only comprehend it one time, and then you've comprehended it. You're good.
Yeah, what is
Just
it?
really
A better
great.
word would be
Right.
pondered.
That's where I really started to
Yeah.
lose it.
Pondered, considered, anything. My God, Jessica, try harder.
Okay, no, I got
Good
I got
Lord.
3 possibilities for what this.
Okay, I
no,
can
I
start
got 3
chapter
possibilities
2.
for a move on for who the actual person who wrote this is.
I'm looking them up, and I can't find
One.
a damn thing. They're really
The
anonymous.
17-year-old furry girl that always smells weird in your high school class that writes fan fiction
Brianna
and is not
Doyle?
good at it.
Nope,
A fat, overweight man,
I don't think so.
or a really, or a middle-aged foreign woman.
So Brianna
Yes.
Coyle wrote this.
Brianna.
Brianna Coyle did write
Shout
this.
out.
I'm so surprised she's not a tranny.
Man, you got to check out the Goodreads reviews of this book in particular. There's some freak shows in the comments section.
Are there
We might
people
have
that
to do
actually like
a
this?
special
Jesus.
reading of those
There's
if
some,
we ever finish.
there's some
them.
multicolored palette of hair in the comment section. It's really wild.
I can see. I'm looking at them right now. Yeah.
Good
Yikes.
lord. Some chunkarinos, a lot of stuff going. All right,
Yeah.
let's just do
Get-
chapter 2 before I have to
get
shoot
into it,
myself.
Chapter 2.
I guess this is still from Alexandria's perspective.
Yeah, I believe so.
It was a weird and unsettling feeling that I couldn't shake off. Okay, yeah, it is. I've been trying to take my mind off the events that happened 3 days ago, but I wasn't succeeding in any situation. The situation in Congress and the situation in my mind. I already knew I wasn't in favor of the law that passed 3 days ago in that big meeting. But I didn't know I'd feel so guilty like this afterwards. Why did I not feel this way before? I couldn't figure out any answer to my questions. But one thing I was sure of, it was his question. His question made me think all over again about what I was doing in my life. I had this big position and huge responsibility on my head, but I acted like it was no big deal. It was also frustrating. I sighed and looked in the mirror. A pale and somewhat sun-tinted face stared back at me, with her dark black eyes looking like they could kill with their looks if they wanted to. Her dark brown hair slipped down over her shoulders in light waves and collarbones were as visible as day. She seemed like a powerful yet insecure woman when you looked into her eyes, and that powerful yet insecure woman was me. It was 3:44 p.m. and I had the day off. Most of the times my off days were the time for me to relax and catch up on sleep, but today I wasn't able to sleep or relax at all. My mind was racing with unwelcome thoughts, and I wasn't able to do anything about it. Giving up, I got ready in simple clothes to go to my favorite place, which always took my mind off of all the things. I changed into a light blue t-shirt and white cardigan with dark brown jeans.
Brown jeans?
I wore
does
one of
that
my
matter?
most comfortable sneakers and tied my hair
Why does
into a
this
loose
matter?
ponytail,
Why
and a
do
few
we
locks
care?
of my hair fell on my face, and I was ready to go.
Have you ever read my...
Note how she only wore one sneaker.
Yeah, you noticed that too?
I wore one of mine.
I put on my comfortable sneakers, but she means one in that phrase.
I wore one of my most comfortable sneakers.
What the
It's
hell?
again written by somebody who basically knows English.
It's a great adjective is basically.
Giuseppe could write a better
Basic
erotica.
This
English.
reads
for
like
sure.
an Indian or African dude on
man.
Facebook. This reads like one of one.
I reached
Dez's
there in
posts
20
on
minutes.
Facebook.
Yeah, dude.
I love you, one Dez, but come on now,
No
brother.
doubt.
Yeah, Bird. He goes on this bitch with big...
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the Ugandans writing.
Bird,
in
one of the
English
Ugandans we
Facebook.
interviewed goes on Facebook to a post, and he has a baby. He's like married, and has this white bitch from America with her tits out, and he's like, "I like melons."
More eloquent than this document.
Yeah. I assume
hope
we're
so.
going to get to the I like melons part of this
We
document
will.
soon.
We will.
I reached there in 20 minutes. It was my most favorite and secret place, which I came to visit occasionally when I had spare time. It was a very old forest at the back of my childhood school, and I remember going there every time I got the chance. And now I was a fully grown woman, but still, I could picture my 10-year-old self coming here and enjoying the quiet atmosphere. I drove myself because I didn't know how long I was going to stay, and I didn't want to keep my driver waiting. I walked through the woods and remembered all the ways and the trees that I claimed as a child. This was something no one could take away from me, and
you
it
mean
gave me
claimed or
eternal
climbed?
peace. I walked for more than half an hour and finally reached the small lake that my eyes desired to see. Sun was... No article. Sun was slowly
Jesus.
setting.
Son, like it's her friend.
And it created a dazzling glow on the clear water. I stood by the lake and turned my eyes toward the sun and closed them, taking in all the warmth of the passing summer. Fall was just around the corner, waiting for the summer to complete its course. Suddenly, I heard creaking and rustling of bushes behind me.
Like they're people. Like literally.
I
like
quickly
they're
opened my eyes and turned to look in that direction, but all I saw were trees and broken branches. I turned my face back and stared across the lake. Maybe it's the wind blowing. But my thoughts were proven wrong when I heard the voice again, and this time when I turned around, someone was approaching. At first, I didn't recognize him, but when he slowly came closer, my mind flashed back to those intense blue eyes, eating me up at the mouth.
was like, he's gonna
This dude's gonna kill this
He
bitch.
still had that. We're back. He still had that light, slappable smirk on his face.
Good evening.
And my heart suddenly started to beat 1,000 miles per minute. It's what is that idiom? Started to beat 1,000 miles per minute.
Jesus.
Good evening. Yeah. Oh, you covered that. Okay. He said. His voice was deep and husky, and now without a microphone, it seemed more real.
Good evening.
I greeted back, unable to comprehend what to say to him. Is he here to have the answer to his question?
Enjoying the very few last sunsets of summer.
He asked, coming closer to stand next to me by the lake. I was taken back by his smooth and relaxed posture. I immediately knew who he was just by looking at those intense blue eyes, but still, I wanted to confirm.
You're one of the protesters at the rally that happened to be 3 days ago, right?
Yes.
He replied, nodding. I stared at him uneasily because I didn't know why he was here or if he had been following me this whole time. He smiled slowly when I didn't say something more.
Don't worry.
Look at the wording!
Questioned you, and neither was I stalking you. I happen to come here often. I happen to come here often on Mondays and Fridays. And
You should have.
And seeing you here is a coincidence.
Can you roll that one back in your best English accent? Because the idea that the neither comes before the was I is really wild to me. That's not normal.
Alright, let's see what I got. Don't worry, I'm not here to repeat my question again, and neither was I stalking you. I happen to come here often on Mondays and Fridays, and seeing you here is a coincidence.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
That's
That is bizarre.
Porter. If you want, I can take this next paragraph.
Sure, Aiden, go ahead.
Okay. He said, I smiled back at him and nodded. Not really sure how to proceed with the conversation, I stared back at the lake, ignoring him, hoping he might leave on his own. But he stood there silently beside me, staring ahead at the sunset.
Okay, Bird, baby, what voice do you like?
That English voice is stunning.
You got it, honey. Alexandria, right?
He asked after 5 minutes.
Oh my god, I just realized at this point we're just doing the nanny. At this point we're just doing the nanny.
Mr.
Okay,
Sheffield!
Maxwell.
I hummed in response, hoping he would get the notion and leave me alone. Instead, I heard his chuckle.
Let me do the how dare he.
I stared at him for the corner of my eyes to notice what he was laughing about, but I couldn't find any specific reason.
Do it.
Maybe he is just mad. Yes, I'll believe that.
This guy's name is almost as stupid as Porter's name.
I'm Connor Smith.
His name's Corner.
Wait, his name is Corner?
He
Like one of the edges of a room? Corner?
I'm Connor Smith. Corner.
He extended his hand out for me to shake. I shook his hand out of curiosity.
What?
It's misspelled.
Curtsy!
It's
Dude,
misspelled.
it says curtsy!
Wait, hold on. Curtsy?
They haven't said that word
okay.
since the 50s.
Who is writing this?
Hey,
Some
curtsy.
bodybuilding English pedophile wrote this.
Oh, dude, that's a real person.
Christ.
That's Purple
I shook his
Aki.
hand out of curtsy without looking at him.
It's great weather today.
He tried to start the conversation again. I full on ignored him.
Oh, that's you.
He stayed quiet for another 2 minutes before
You
speaking.
looked great, by the way, standing on that stick.
My blood started to boil to 1,000 degrees. What does he mean I looked great? I was standing there to serve a purpose, but because I have the responsibility of the law upon my goddamn head. What? And all he cares about is me looking good on the stage. I turned to face him and hopefully teach him a lesson.
Is that all you boys care about? The girl looking good and sexy on the stage?
Venom was dripping from my voice as I spoke those words. I heard him laugh fully at me.
Not personally.
Are you serious?
He asked once he calmed down his laughs to think about what I said. I stared at him dead on, which indicated I was damn serious about what I
You
said.
know very well what I care about, Alexandria.
He said with the same serious tone he used when he asked his question at the rally.
Well, I'm not interested in what you care about. So can you please leave? Wow, an appropriate use of a semicolon, guys. That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't even know how to
That
do
is
those.
so surprising.
Round
Wow.
of applause right there. I said I was done with him and his laughs and his hypnotizing blue eyes. Back to the eyes, I guess. Like, I wanted to clear my head full of rummaging thoughts, not to fill it with his useless banter.
That's not what rummaging means. There's so many instances of this.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry I bothered you.
He finally said the words I wanted to hear, but as soon as he said them, I had to be there to find out what was
I
wrong.
think
And
the
my
PDF.
gut told me it was something really bad.
I think the PDF skipped.
What?
Something got fucked up with the PDF. I have the ebook right here. It's But as soon as he said them, my heart dropped with loneliness. It felt like it needed company, and I was providing it with the only silence, which wasn't helping him in any way.
Where?
I don't know where that is in the PDF.
Where is
The PDF's
this, though?
fucked up.
It's not in the PDF. Right.
All right.
Jay, please don't read in that voice anymore. I
I
beg.
saw him
Yeah.
put his head down and turn around and leave. I stared at his broad back as he took steps away from me, and each passing step increased my heartbeat by the minute. Fuck, you don't have this page, do you? This is fucking.
Yeah, you gotta read,
Fucking
brother. You
PDF.
gotta keep going.
You gotta do our voice.
Okay.
You gotta
Yeah,
keep
yours.
going until you hear I had to be there to find it. And why isn't nobody actually at this point listening to the words being said? Let's just continue on the PDF.
Yeah, no one cares about this story.
That's a good point.
It's not like there's gonna be any fucking development
Yeah,
to
no,
the
just
story.
blue eyes, exposition.
I'm trying to figure out how you messed it up this badly.
Yeah,
but
wait.
The PDF maker fucked it up. I had the screenshots all in order. I had to screenshot this entire ebook. I screenshotted the entire
God.
book.
All right, let's get, since the rest of us have it at I had to be there to find out what was wrong. Let's continue
Yeah.
from there.
Alright. I had to be there to find out what was wrong. And my gut told me it was something really bad. It was around 5 p.m. and I was currently heading to the address that Shelley provided.
Oh,
I was ready and dressed in normal clothing.
we're in chapter
Since
8.
the meeting normal clothing. Since the meeting wasn't going to be taking place at the Congress House, I decided to dress normally. Wait, what?
The Congress House?
The drive.
Congress House.
Yeah, the Congress House. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely a British person. wrote this.
By the way, I was ready and dressed in my normal clothing since the meeting wasn't going to be taking place in the Congress House. I decided to dress normally. Yeah, we heard it. Like, we heard that. Yes, you said that. You dressed normally. God.
Oh my god.
Also,
okay.
wait, what chapter? Hold
Before
on, Jay.
we keep reading this,
What'd you say this was from?
This PDF
This is chapter
is
8.
bad. This
This is terrible.
Okay.
This is chapter 8.
We skipped
If you
the
scroll
chapter.
down, it goes down to chapter 3.
well,
So let's just pick up from chapter 3.
Okay, guys. So what ends up happening is probably nothing of great importance. Let's get to chapter 3.
yeah.
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish chapter 3, and then I'm gonna cock this revolver and.
Yeah, I
This
don't even know we're finishing this one. I don't think we are. I think they got enough.
There's no way. This is
Yeah.
can't. I wanted to finish this. This is not possible to finish.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's wrong with y'all.
No.
I like it.
Strategies
I like
love
it. I think it's good. I think people are gonna love it.
All right, I'll start off chapter 3.
Alright.
It has been 10 days. 10 days since the meeting with that fallen angel that decided to show up in my life. His eyes were imprinted in my mind. His voice echoed in my ears at night. His smile was just so contagious that I smiled just remembering it. It was so weird because I've never felt this way before in my life. I've never been in love before in my life. Or maybe I was always too
Ever.
busy to actually think about these things. I sat in my office, and now she's a politician, so she's less busy. I sat in my office and thought about him while I stared at the printed paper in my hand. The bill was passed by the Congress, even with all the protesters claiming to take it back. The bill was currently under review of the Senate. If the Senate approved it, then nobody can stop this law from taking place. That's not true. The president can veto it, but again, my inner voice told me to do something about it, to fight for the people and do what feels right. I had the power of speaking up, and I knew few people would also come to my side when I raised my voice against this act. But I was hesitant. I was scared of what could happen. The person who was leading this whole legislation was Benedict Wilbur. Yeah, that's someone who's like, what do American names sound like? Benedict
Corner
Wilbur.
Smith.
He wanted the police gone, and he was doing everything he can to make sure it happens. He was the head of the Congress House, the person with supreme power, and I was afraid to go against him. But ever since the bill was passed and given under the review of the Senate, my conscience didn't let me sleep at night. Thoughts and feelings haunted me, willing me to do something about it before it's too late. I rubbed my forehead, which was starting to hurt right now, and throw the printed paper on my desk. I leaned back in my chair and closed my eyes. The fight of my head and heart was real, and I needed to do something about it. I thought about the piece of paper in my cardigan's pocket waiting for me. He said to give him a call anytime I need someone to talk to. Maybe I should try talking to someone. I thought all of my school friends whom I lost as soon as I joined politics. I didn't have time and space for anyone in my life back then, and people who were once close to me started to drift away. My family was currently settled in Nashville while I moved to Seattle following the demands of my work. I learned that ultimately you reach a point in your life in which you have to choose between your family and your work.
Wait,
On that same thing, and that same thing happened to me. Yes, Jay.
Seattle. Does the writer... This is not an American. Does she think Washington, D.C. is the same as Washington State?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
100%. 100%. Well, we learned that Benedict Wilbur being a name that supposedly someone in 2021 would be named.
And he's the head of the
And
Congress
that same
House
thing
in
happened
Seattle.
to me. The Congress House, right? The Congress
In
House.
Seattle.
Yeah, right. And also the fact that this is also the Articles of Confederation, but like centralized, because the president or the Supreme Court
They don't exist. Yeah, they just don't exist.
It's literally just the chairman of the Senate. Like that's it.
On one hand,
Holds
I
ultimate
succeeded in getting elected as a congresswoman. On the other hand, I became extremely lonely. It was a blessing and a curse at the same time. I willed my conscience to calm down and promised to do something about the new law tomorrow. I just knew that I had to. It was a feeling I could not ignore. Again, with the same fucking focus on the same theme. Porter, take this away from me.
I went home at 8:30 p.m. and got freshened up. I ordered Chinese food and turned on the TV. It was my daily routine. Coming back to an empty house, ordering food, turning the TV just to fill the silent house with some noise, eat and stare at the TV until sleep hits me, and then drag myself to bed and sleep. This sounds
Yeah, I
like
was
some
about to
heavy
say,
projection.
this is
Really bad. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, you wish Congress people were this miserable. They're going out and doing coke and banging children.
Yeah, seriously, man.
This was my life, lonely and alone. Sometimes I talked to my family on the phone. I had my mother and my little brother who just joined college. I missed both of them.
It's like they went off to the military, and it's like,
No,
what?
I can't read this next
Okay, I'll pick up from here. Porter. I'll take it from here.
I'll say it.
I'll take it-
I also missed
But,
Monty.
No.
No?
I also missed Monty, my cat. My family adopted her when I was 13 years old, but I couldn't bring her with me to Seattle because I knew I wouldn't be able to take care of her. I was always on duty, and looking after a pet didn't compromise with my schedule. All right, so we've now name dropped 2 former co-hosts of Insurrection Inc. Monty and Peter are both in this story.
Hey, Monty makes sense. He has no speaking lines in here.
I can't take you, Monty. Everybody knows Congress people don't have pets.
No, they don't. They just have
Stand
little
at the
children
ceiling.
they touch.
What a wonderful life. Just let me keep rolling, Jay. I thought sarcastic. What a wonderful life, I thought sarcastically. There's a period in between that. I'm going to read it with a comma. Just when you think you have everything you wanted, it proves to be totally wrong. I don't know what I want anymore from life. After eating the food, I decided to turn the TV off and read a book for a change. I went into my room and grabbed a romance book, which in normal circumstances I would never read. But these past few days have been far from normal.
That's crazy.
So I decided to give it a shot. I laid in my bed and opened the first page. No
That's kinda
projection going
crazy.
on here
This
whatsoever.
author needs help.
You gotta.
She needs help, man. I feel bad for
I
You
was
her.
gotta
on page-
admit, y'all. That's kind of crazy. She's reading a romance book, and this is a romance book. What the fuck? Damn. Yeah.
I gotta fucking vomit.
You know the book she's reading is better written than this fucking piece of garbage.
Oh, that's a low bar.
Oh, man.
I was on page number 34 when I started to hear strange noises getting louder slowly. I closed the book and blinked a few times, thinking that I might be imagining things, but I still kept hearing them. I got up and sat on my bed. The sounds were becoming clearer and clearer each passing second, making me more puzzled. As the noise became clear, I realized they were voices of people, the voices you would hear from a crowd. I got up and opened the door to my balcony to look outside. It was currently 12:20 a.m. in the morning.
Dude, that sounds like me.
What
I
are
say
people
that.
doing outside
I
so
say
late?
AM in the morning or PM at night.
Everybody
Stratty-
knows AM stands for in the morning.
Sorry, guys. I need to go put my
What
PIN
were
number in
people
the
doing
ATM
outside so
machine.
late?
What were people doing outside in Seattle at 12:20 in the morning? I can only imagine. Maybe having a drink.
I would imagine a gay orgy.
I looked out and saw a big crowd of people just a few feet away from my house. They were coming towards it, and my eyes widened when I realized
Hold
they were
up.
protesters.
Hold up. Didn't a
saw them-
politician recently? Didn't a politician recently?
I've got to get through this
say
chapter.
Some fucking story kind of similar to this, and they got caught on it. Is this what we're reading?
Oh boy, let me look it up. All right, keep going. Let's see. Seattle.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to keep reading. Bird, look it up. There's no dialogue here, so. I saw them holding banners and sticks, and some I even saw having guns in their hand. Again, this is what America is like to
Single
someone who
hand.
doesn't live in America. I ran back inside the house and closed the balcony door. Single hand. My heart raced like it was about to explode, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I knew the security was at the main gate, and they probably would call for backup, but shit, it seemed like the end. It seemed like the crowd I saw at the rally. Shit, is Corner leading me? It
was
one
the
of
Proud
the
Boys.
protesters of this law.
In the article, by the way, it's the Proud Boys.
And he was standing between them at the rally, too. Is he leading his pack and planning on killing me tonight because I didn't favor him in any way? How dare he? And here I was thinking about calling him, and yes, I will fucking call him and let him know how much he has hurt me with his actions. I ran and stumbled toward my closet to grab the cardigan which had his number in it. I realized my hands were shaking, and a scream escaped my lips from terror when I heard the first rock being thrown at my window. With shaking hands, I took the piece of paper out and dialed his number. How dare he do this to me?
To me?
I was just starting to trust him, and he was doing this to me? Tears fell from my eyes, and I put my ringing phone on my ear, waiting for him to pick up so I can say my final words to him. He picked up on the 12th ring.
Hello?
12?
Wait, hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
His voice seemed slacked and tired. His voice seemed slacked and tired, and I didn't hear any background noise like I was hearing from down the road.
I fucking hate you, Corner Smith.
I cried.
You ruined my fucking life and you don't even know it. I was trying to be better, trying to do the right thing, but you never bothered to give me a chance, did you? I hope you die somewhere in a ditch. I hope no one ever loves you. You didn't even let me try.
Oh, that's a good Christopher Walken, but you turned
I
into...
cried and screamed and sobbed and... Jesus, Jay. I cried and screamed and sobbed and stuttered on the phone and ignored his confused whats and groans. He didn't do me justice, and he would pay for it one day. I shut the phone and threw it on my bed. Just as I was about to back away further from the window, currently being smashed with rocks, I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the next thing I knew, the whole glass door of my balcony shattered in pieces. The broken pieces flew towards me from the force of the shot, and I barely had enough time to cover myself with my arms. The pieces pierced the skin of my hands and arms, and I backed away till my back hit the wall behind me, and I slid down, giving up on everything. Maybe this was how I was supposed to die. This was the result of doing things that your conscience tells you not to do. I was devastated at myself. Devastated at myself and the life I chose. And for the first time in my life, I thought about who will miss me when I die. My mom and my little brother will find out over the news that I died from the protesters' attack, and they will be heartbroken. But other than them, there was no one who would miss me.
True.
No one's life would be that affected by my death. These were the qualities of staying low.
Well, no, those are qualities of being in Congress, but yeah, sure, gotcha.
Yeah, right.
People on Twitter would cheer.
Yeah, we'd all be
You know
making
she
memes
got a blue
about
check,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
right.
this
Seriously, she
bitch.
does
You know
have
this
blue-
Alexandra bitch has a blue check and uses it.
Yeah.
I sat on the floor watching, unable to move, and watched the devastating scene in front of me. I don't know how much time passed, but I sat there. Hearing the sounds of sirens, noises of people shouting, I wouldn't be surprised if they set the house on fire right now. My eyes closed and opened as blood dripped down my arms and hands. I tried to take the shards out, but I couldn't bring myself to inflict any more pain. I just hoped that a bullet would come flying and hit me right in the chest,
jump out the window.
so all of this agony is
Jump
over.
out the fucking window, bitch. Take your
Sounds like
own life.
It sounds like a
God, just
two-story.
like, ain't that just like a congressperson
Yep.
trying to make everybody else do the work?
Yeah, seriously. Damn.
Dropping in and out of consciousness, I felt like I was dreaming the whole incident, especially the familiar voice that I heard speaking in what sounded like a microphone. The sound was loud enough for me to hear, but my mind wasn't able to focus on what the voice was saying. I heard the voice speak for God knows how long, and the pain in my arms and hands increased every passing minute. I needed to get the shards out, but I could barely keep my eyes open. It was like I was breathing, but no air was coming in
All
my
right,
lungs.
Porter, pause. I want to give this woman some
After a
credit.
few more minutes,
You know, shout out to this woman for capitalizing the G in God. I see where her faith is.
Okay.
Oh,
one
there
love
we
just-
go. There we go. Okay. Capital G.
We're all children of God here.
Very good.
I do
Very
like
good.
that.
I do
Good-
like
good
to see
eye.
that.
Good
I
eye,
like to
Jay.
see that.
I can't imagine what her confession is like.
I fucked a kid today.
Yikes.
After a few more minutes, I heard the sound of a door opening nearby with my eyes closed. My eyelids felt too heavy to open them, and I felt like sleeping. I heard footsteps approaching near me, and then an alarming voice say,
Alexandria!
I was too tired to answer yes to the voice.
Alexandria!
I felt someone gently grab my face and yell my name way too close to my ear. I wanted to sleep right now, not be yelled at. I squinted my heavy eyelids open and tried to frown angrily at the face to show my distress. I thought I was dreaming this, too. It was Corner. His face was so close and his eyes were so deep that I could drown in them. I still managed to frown and pout and say,
Can't you see I'm trying to sleep?
I slurred, tired out of my wits. I saw him smile with sadness in his eyes before I closed my eyes again. The only thing which didn't let me drift into darkness was the throbbing pain in my arms and hands.
Oh.
It made me realize I was still alive and in agony. I just wanted to end it all. I was too tired to fight anyone anymore.
Little fucking glass, woman.
I'm so sorry.
I heard the voice speak. And then
Don't give her extra
Shut
typos.
up,
She doesn't
Aiden.
need them.
Fuck off. I heard the voice speak, and then I felt like I was floating in the air as I was picked up from the cold floor and into a warm pair of arms. I groaned in pain as my right arm scratched against something, but I didn't have the ability to open my eyes and tell him. After walking a few more steps, I was placed upon something soft, way more soft and comfortable than the hard floor I was lying on for the past hour.
Horner.
I murmured with my eyes closed, praying he'd hear me.
Yes.
I heard him quickly reply. His voice seemed very close to my face.
Tell them I was against the law.
I said what had been disturbing my mind for the month, and I didn't force myself to stay awake long enough to hear his reply. Maybe the message was meant more for him than the protesters down by the road. But either way, my conscience was finally at peace at admitting the truth to him.
All right,
Chapter 3, baby.
That's a
Wow.
wrap.
Thank God, that's
That's
the end
a
of the
wrap.
chapter.
We are not.
All right, someone else take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
let's maybe we
should
should
we just
cap this
should we
one.
just stop it here? So who do you guys think are better
I
fictional?
want to keep
who
going.
Hold
Who do you
on.
I
guys
like it.
Who do you guys think are better fictional protesters? The Capitol Hill protesters or these ones?
These ones are great. They actually
These
shot
ones.
at somebody.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Hold
true.
on
Yeah,
now.
it's a very good
Page
point.
52 on the PDF begins chapter 4, and that ends. So starting at 52 goes to 65. Yeah, I can't handle another 13 pages at this moment. I think we're gonna have to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're coming
man.
back. 'Cause this
But
is
so
great.
far.
This is
So-
this is Stretty.
Who is this aimed towards? Is my biggest question.
Other pedophiles in her inner circle, probably.
Dude, what if they have their own inner circle Discord where they just share their shitty writing?
They do. I promise they do. I promise.
They're making a podcast about our articles right now. They're reading them and going, "Oh my God, can you
This is sick.
believe this? He doesn't think cops should be respected."
They're writing an article about boys.town.
What?
Yeah, for sure. This is nuts. I can't even. There was nobody proofread any of this. This just came out like. This had to be a money thing, right? Like this was just make something so
Yeah,
bad
it
and
had
so
to be.
infamous that enough people buy it. You make a little.
Oh
Probably-
yeah, it's the Chuck Tingle method.
Paid
I
some
cannot
dude-
believe we threw money towards this.
Probably
Somebody
paid some-
made
Yes,
money.
Dude,
Carl Menger paid.
fucking
Carl
India,
Menger
a
paid
dollar.
for this. Yo, what?
This is
Yeah,
ANCAP
that's
Society
real
writing
quality.
fiction.
Wait, I just realized.
Oh,
So, this woman sounds very foreign, but also talks British. There's a name in here. I looked it up. Someone is named Roddick somewhere in this fucking part. There's no sex. None at all. I looked for, like, vagina, cock, dick.
What?
Wait,
There's
what?
no sex.
What?
okay.
There's no sex.
Aw.
I thought
I wanted to.
Aw.
That was why I
to
signed
the
up
part
for
where
this.
I was gagging on, like something hot, sexy.
I'll
Right,
keep
yeah,
looking.
right.
I'll keep
We'll
looking, but
improvise
there's
Okay,
nothing.
so-
I think.
Go ahead.
I think.
we could write our
I
own
did-
and come back to
Okay.
this.
I think.
Dude, I'll do it. I know somebody, aka an AI, who could write a way better sex.
Oh,
novel
dude,
than this.
Yeah.
Giuseppe's story of how he
So-
fucked Lauren Southern was like top tier.
Top tier story. Yeah, top tier story.
But no,
All right,
Aiden, hold
here,
on.
I'm
no,
gonna
Aiden.
read one of.
I think because I didn't finish my thought. I think this woman outsources this to Fiverr, and some Indian dudes write this for her for like $5.
no doubt,
Yes.
Jay.
There you
No
go.
doubt.
Yes, this sounds like it was written by somebody who's foreign, like definitely an Indian probably, because they have British schools, like educated in
Yes.
British
Whoever
English,
it was is
but
British
they are not
English.
native
Yeah,
to.
whoever
That's
it
what-
was
Yes.
is speaking the British English.
So-
It's a really tenuous grasp.
Yeah.
But they are not native to it.
And
It's
that's
their
what
second
ANCAP
language.
Society does.
Yeah, for real.
So I've got this wonderful review, and it pretty much sums up the book. 1 star rated, amazing book. I read it while drinking my soy milk. Very good representation of an Antifa member in the book cover. We totally look like that. Although the woman is the bookshelf is not a overweight feminist in her 40s that is unemployed with 10 cats and 4 dogs because of the patriarchy. It hurted my feelings and got me triggered because all the characters in this book cover are not are not black, even though my DNA is 99% Anglo-Saxon and 0,0023% African. Even though I don't understand how these DNA tests work, I think I am. But the real question is, why not both of the main characters were not gays? It made me cry. I think it is made to sabotage our soy-evolution.
That's great.
Honestly, that was
Yeah,
better
but
than
that one also had a 10.
Whoa,
He also had a tenuous grasp on English.
In there, Aiden.
Oh my
This shouldn't be allowed to be sold on Amazon, right? Like if you like any level of quality control should have said you can't sell this.
You should
This is
report
not
it for hate.
sale.
You should report it for hate.
Well, I am actually. I
Jack-
actually am already
well-
going to report it because it does. I already have somebody here in the comment section who says it glorifies violence, so I'm already reporting it because I just funny to me to report
Yeah,
it.
dude,
so
I
I'm gonna
can't
do that
believe
now.
Parlor gets taken down.
Jack on Amazon says 1 star, trash. Complete and utter trash, just like the ideology it represents. I'm gonna... I don't know if anyone else got an ideology out of that, but I'm not sure what Jack is talking about. Our friend here
Neoliberalism.
on Amazon.
Indian nationalism.
Oh, one more. Jeff on Amazon, 1 star rating. So. My girlfriend's
I'm reading
boyfriend
this.
told me to read this book. So I parked myself on the couch with a big glass of Soylent and dove right into it. First of all, this is a terrible work of fiction. They didn't even die of starvation. Everyone knows socialism leads to math, death, and starvation. It simply doesn't work. I also got upset that they used gendered language. Sigh. The LGBT community has so much work to do. The plot was stupid. It didn't even mention my Lord and Savior Bernie Sanders once. Immediately after finishing, I died of cancer.
Conservatives on Amazon trying to write satire reviews makes me want to blow my brains out. At least twice as much as reading the actual book did.
Okay,
I'm trying to
there's
figure
our
out what
next.
conservative talk show host pointed this one out.
There,
Yeah, exactly. How did they
there's
vote?
I'm
our
waiting-
July
Find us.
4th special. We could read conservative reviews on Amazon together as a
Oh
group
my
for the
fucking
Insurrection
God,
July
yes.
4th
Bad,
special.
man.
And next,
This is something that like June, Shoe on Head probably like talked about, and then all of her miserable fan base jumped all over it.
Oh, probably, dude.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's...
but
Probably,
next Valentine's Day, we're
yeah.
gonna read the worst Harry Potter fan fiction ever written, called My Immortal. That's gonna be a fun one.
Oh no, I think I know the one you're
That's
talking
gonna be a
about
fun
too,
one.
Jay.
Man, y'all are big Harry Potter fan fiction
think you-
guys.
It better be shorter or faster paced than this one, because that was painful.
That was disgusting. I'm disgusted.
And we made it through 3 chapters.
Well, My Immortal is like 44
And a page of chapter 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, the page of
Man,
chapter.
I don't know what the fuck we just read, but I hate the life choices that led us here.
You can get the paperback for $9.
That's
bad.
originally why I was like, let's crowdfund
Get
this,
it.
because I thought the ebook was $9, and I was not gonna pay $9 for this.
No, you shouldn't have paid any bucks for this.
Well,
This is terrible.
I didn't, dude. I'm a grifter. Carl Menger paid for this.
It was...
I do like that
Yeah.
the first recommendation, and I own this book. The first recommendation underneath this book is Mark Bray's Antifa, the Anti-Fascist Handbook, which is a real book.
Oh yeah,
kind
I
of
see that.
incredible.
Wait, hold on. That's the second recommendation. The first one is another one by Jessica Stranger.
Oh, very nice.
Oh no.
Titled My Unexpected Daddy. More than chance would bring this naughty girl to her perfect daddy. Oh Lord.
I'm telling you,
Sounds...
this is a
Oh,
questionable
no.
human being who wrote this one. Really a questionable human.
That sounds way
No,
more
I like-
prolific
it's a
than
question-
what
I
you-
like to think that Jessica Stranger is not just one person, but a group of brilliant
Group.
yeah,
A Chinese disinfo op.
NAMBLA type
no,
people.
it's one person.
Yeah,
NAMBLA.
it's a NAMBLA's writers group is what Jessica Stranger is.
It's a NAMBLA's writer group.
It's one person and a series of Indians from Fiverr. It's the same Indians that PewDiePie hired. Oh my fucking god!
It's
I
sick,
don't.
man.
Do we have any closing thoughts on this? Because our mental health needs a recovery.
Yeah, I don't
When's
know
part
if I can
two?
recover.
Don't
from
join
this.
Antifa, because if you do, this is what you can expect.
You might end up
Congresswomen will be
protesting for men's
flocking to you.
rights.
Golly. Yeah, that's true. We have to remember that actually this has nothing to do with Antifa. In reality, this was much more like a men's rights activism group. Or
Yeah,
something
really,
Like that.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, don't join
Stephen
Congress,
Molyneux on the
'cause-
front
or-
lines.
Don't join Antifa because congresswomen are going to flock to you.
Basically, the book is a massive attack on the traditional concept of marriage, because nobody in Antifa is getting married no chance, right?
Anytime
so this is
soon.
an
Yeah,
attack
no,
on.
like-
Okay. So here's my pros. My pro is the institution of divorce is a disaster and it should be gotten rid of. So I appreciate the fact that the law was being passed to make it really difficult to divorce. On the other hand, this is more of a disaster because it's just I cannot imagine in what situation a tyrannical government like can pass a law where you have to pay a flat sum of money. By the way, $1 million, just a flat sum. This does nothing to stop. This is an
Yeah.
elitist thing too, because the elites can afford their $1 million way more than the average person can. So this is this is just all
Right.
kinds of
Yeah,
tyranny.
where is
I would
Ron Paul
love-
in all of this?
I know. I was
Right,
about to
it's
say
like
I'd love to see Ron Paul's rant against this on the House floor.
Yeah, we don't need a flat divorce tax. It only affects the lower class. No, we don't need fuck. I don't even know.
$1 million?
Where does this fall on a Marxist diet?
Why $1 million? Because you want to leave your bitch. When I grew up in America, we could leave our bitch at any time, and
We leave our bitch for free.
it was our liberty to leave our bitch.
The founding fathers in the Constitution. So where does this fall
says
in the
nothing
Marxist
This was
dialect?
written-
You can't leave your bitch.
By the way, this was written or published because it was written in 2 days.
Yeah.
On August 13th of 2020. So this was like in the midst of round 2 of the protests. So I'm
Right.
telling you, this was written with one hand because the freak pedophile who wrote this was beaten off the entire time. Really bad.
So where does this fall in the Marxist
Really
dialectic?
Oh man, jeez.
This is the end of history.
It
This
is
is where we end. You can't go any further than this.
This is where communism has been reached. Fucking hell.
Golly.
Oh, man. Man, okay, Bert, I got a question.
By the way, I was just
I'm
checking.
gonna
Well,
watch
yeah.
my
When
words
to-
here.
I was just checking. AMC peaked at up 560% today.
Wait, what?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hold up.
That's completely
love
off
this
topic.
so
I was just
much.
checking real quick.
Bert, if
I
I wrote a
know.
fan fiction about Timeline Earth, would you invite me on to read it with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Please tell him
Yeah. Yes,
Nice.
but I kind of also now want to write that. So maybe we'll
Wait,
collab.
let's make it.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should switch off chapters.
Let's make it Insurrection Inc. Timeline Earth crossover, and we can read it.
Oh, that's a good idea. So here's what I'm gonna do. You know what? I'll go into AI Dungeon right now. I'll code up some world info that describes each one of us, and then I'll throw it into like a sexy story for us, and we can see what happens.
I like it.
Oh boy, and then we go on Timeline Earth and read it. I like that.
Yeah, let's do it. It's 40 pages.
fuck
That's
yeah.
easy.
Alright.
We can bang that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Aaron won't be even done with this crack by then.
Not even, but yeah, we'll make. Actually, we could sell that book for money
Dude, you can
and buy
like,
more crack.
Dude, you're right. Like crack, you went over the crack prices the other
Maybe-
day. That shit's expensive.
Maybe.
It's getting more expensive, but luckily, Bill De Blasio has ruined the city to the point where it's becoming
And
cheaper.
also,
so that's good.
idea.
Yeah, dude,
We
that's-
could sell the
There you
book.
go.
Bird, you are correct. And maybe we can get Jeff Dice to talk about it on the Human Action podcast.
Maybe we can have Jeff Geist in the book.
We could have.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we'd kill all of our heroes by making them fuck one another in
Maybe
text.
we have
My
Jeff
punk
Dice.
rock Mises lover.
And then see this is where we just get excommunicated.
What about
this is
what
how we
about-
do it.
Sam Conkin My 600-pound lover. Do we like that?
Rothbard.
like it.
Oh,
I
shit.
love
That's
that.
a good
Oh, there we go. It's Hoppa.
Rothbard's.
It's Hoppa and Sam Conkin, and they kiss and make up. If you know what I mean. How about that? How about that? If we
love
really,
that.
if we really want to be excommunicated.
And Murray Rothbard. And Murray.
well,
No,
Murray's
Mur-
the daddy. Yeah,
Murray,
Murray's the
no.
daddy.
Oh,
Murray
yeah,
Rothbard needs his own book, A Trip to the Deli.
Well,
I think that's.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. I guess.
I don't
Yeah,
have
Bert,
any.
how about
I
you
don't
give us,
have any closing
tell us
remarks.
where to
I'm
find you.
sorry.
I just,
No.
Yeah. Tell
just,
tell us
I
where
have
to
to
find
go
you,
read.
Bird.
I.
Oh
I'm
no, I'm not going
sorry.
to tell you where to find me.
Listen.
Absolutely not. Not after that. No way. Not a chance.
All right, you can find
You can
find
find me on
Bird
the Rollo and
at-
Slappy show.
you can find him there too, but you can find him on Timeline Earth, on Twitter at TLE Birdarchist, and at boys with a Z .town. Which every time I try to go to the main URL, it doesn't work. Get your shit together, you stupid fucking Italian.
Listen. I don't run that website. I just schizo post. I'm just a contributor.
Well, you can find him on Boys Town. So, I guess we wish all of you happy Valentine's Day with your right hands.